Hello and welcome to Elgin for the McDonald Munro Speyside Stages. Hope everybody has a good day, and on behalf of the marshalling team, good luck to all the competitors taking part, and hope everybody has a safe and happy day. After missing 2 years due to the pandemic, the McDonald and Munro Speyside Stages returns to the SRC fold as round 2 of the 2022 season.
This is a bit different.
Roy, the Winnebago's getting sold.
And with scrutineering in Elgin High Street, there's a definite air of excitement among the 102 starters. Lined up behind 9 times winner David Bogie.
This is your chance for a 10th win. Do you think you're going to feel the pressure today?
No, not really, to be honest. It's just, it's another rally at the end of the day, so I've got to put that aside and just go out and enjoy it. So, yeah, it's always nice to get these first 2 out of the way. We've not really had much of a chance to try the car with tarmac tyres on, so it'll be nice to get them out of the way and get into the real action in the forest.
And you've got a different co-driver with you today, Barney. Have you done much with him before?
Nothing. No, he's stickered my rally cars for years, so we've never done any rallying together. I've not done a test together, so yeah, I'll find out what Barney's what he's like when we go through Cooper Park. But no, he'll certainly be more than up to the job. He's experienced at a high level, so no, we'll be fine.
Yeah, feeling good after the snowman, but yeah, I don't know. There's some quick local lads here, and I think obviously David and Freddie will be on a mission as well, and we'll just see how we can get on against Scott Beattie and Scott Macbeth. I think and see if we can keep with Jock as well. That'll be the plan for the day. But
yeah, I always enjoy this rally. Love the stages here. So yeah.
What you want, hoping for weather-wise? I mean, it's a bit dull.
This is just perfect. For me, this is perfect. Overcast, no sun in the eyes, and a little bit of dampness to keep the dust down. Couldn't ask for better conditions, I think.
So my hair's going to be frizzy all day then if you want bad weather.
Mine too, I hope so.
It's 2 years since I've been out in this car, so I'm actually getting used to it again, which is quite good. So it'll be fun today, hopefully.
I was keen to come up and do some gravel events, and I think you've got some of the best ones in the country. So I really don't know. There's a lot of experience in these rallies, and I'm just happy to be here.
Chris, how are you feeling after the snowman?
Yeah, fighting fit again. I've already been back and done one rally with David, the Northwest, and that was okay. So just happy to be back out competing, to be honest. But
and Ian's recovering well as well.
Yeah, he's really positive, making really good steps every week. So yeah, it's just good to see his recovery progressing well.
The rally would kick off with a traditional 2 runs through Cooper Park, and as always the crews did their best to entertain the fans while not ruining their own rally, with various degrees of success.
Johnny Crawford getting his grips out now. Will he get it? Hamish Grant, go on yourself, Hamish. Get in there, get shot.
Second overall leaving the park, it was Armstrong and Fair who would lead once the rally hit the gravel. The Impreza arriving at the first major service with a 9-second lead.
And left 1, 50. Long right 9, no cuts. 80. Late right 3 and left 1, 70.
David Bogie and Barney Mitchell were those 9 seconds back. The new partnership was working well, but the car wasn't as happy. The engine cutting out multiple times over the opening loop. 20 seconds further back, snowman winners Michael Binney and Claire Mole's morning had started with a puncture on the way to Cooper Park. Once onto the stages, they were continuing their snowman form, mixing it with the R5s and Rally 2s.
Well, hurry back, Ian, we miss you.
Just 1 second behind the Evo, Freddie Milne and Patrick Walsh were experiencing a Rally 2 Fiesta on gravel for the first time. Finding the car to be totally different to his older R5, Freddie was still trying to adapt to the new car.
Go, easy, turn right 4, easy, tight hairpin left, don't cut. 80. Late right 4, don't cut.
Leading after Cooper Park, David Henderson had returned to the SRC with a bang. With Chris Lees alongside, thankfully no worse for wear after the big snowman accident, David had pushed his older Fiesta to within 4 seconds of the Rally 2 car after 5 stages.
Jump 60. Right 3 over gravel into caution short, left 4. Into right on crest bump and left 3 loose. And slow left 2 and left 5. Finish 100. Fairness.
Just 3 seconds back, Scott Macbeth and Dan Forsyth had picked up from where they left off on the snowman. The Evo 10 seconds up on the focus of Bruce McCombie and Michael Coates, setting a new bar for gentleness off the start line of Cooper Park. The Ford crew then suffered a puncture in stage 4.
There'll be a bit of rivalry here. I was quick to look.
That left them 9 seconds ahead of Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry. Finally getting some mileage in the Satria, they were learning something new with every stage and were battling with the I-20 of John Wink and Will Atkins. The Hyundai crew were testing out a new tyre compound and were happy with the results so far. And finally making it to the start of an SRC event, Alex Vassallo was living up to the family name. With Richard Crozier alongside, the older Shape Impreza was an early 10th, despite a broken drive shaft in stage 1 and a dodgy battery. They were 7 seconds up on the battle between Bob Adamson and Angus Laurie, both drivers learning new cars and arriving at service tied on time. The next 2 seconds accounted for the next 2 places. Hugh Brunton and Drew Sturrock had a new paint job and were running well, despite feeling they were too cautious in the fast sections. They were 1 second up on Willie Patterson and Tom Hind. The Evo crew lucky to make it out of stage 3 after a spin into a ditch. Chris Colley and Ricky Finlayson were out in the ex-Quintin Milne Evo for the first time. A broken drive shaft in Cooper Park was quickly sorted and they were running well on the gravel, 9 seconds back from Patterson. Another 9 seconds away, John Rintoul and Ross Hind were happy with their morning's work. The Fiesta 1 second up on the Impreza of Ian Baumgart and Mark Fisher. Keir Beaton and Ian Thorburn were out for the second time in the ex-Graham Sherry Impreza. Keir finding the fast sections to be a bit scary, but was already 11 seconds up on fellow Impreza crew Duncan Campbell and Michael Cruikshank.
Very neat. Very close to that curb as well, I have to say.
1 second behind the DC7 team came the top two-wheel drive battle. Stuart Eggleston and Brian Hodgson making an explosive SRC debut in their historic spec Mark II. The Pinto-powered machine just 3 seconds up on Thomas Gray and Dave Robson's more modified Mark II. The grey car running far better than it had on the Snowman. Already missing from the results, Scott Beattie and Paul Oswinsko would suffer a heavy off in SS4.
I've heard you're setting some of the fastest times.
Good. Oh well, that's a good start then. No, I'm quite enjoying it today. Good fast flowing stages though, so it suits the old car. and I'm not having to think about driving the old car, so it's working fine.
Yeah, okay, other than the fact the car's cutting out. I think it's a problem which, you know, we experienced in the last stage of the Snowman, so we checked everything, or McGee Motorsport checked everything on the car that they could, but the problem seems to have come back, so I don't know. It's one of those, it's hard to know exactly what's causing it, so we'll just need to have a look at the car now and see if we can do something and push on this afternoon.
Just doing as best as we can. Jock's on a different planet, and so is David, so we're just trying to do as best as we can and forget about them too.
Absolutely, yeah. Just concentrate on your own.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, in terms of, you know, Evos, we've got Scott Macbeth, he's going really well as well, so we're having a good battle with them.
Struggling to get to grips with the car, really. It's a different thing and felt very loose, and so we'll make some changes now, and yeah, kicking myself because I learned this lesson before. I should have maybe done more testing, and it's, you know, I kind of think, oh, the R5 is similar, but it's very, very different thing.
Let's go. 350. 3 right in, short at the end.
The next look consisted of Gartley, Moore and Ballach, so let's jump in the back seat of Adamson and Edwards Fiesta and Gartley as we fill you in on what happened. Bogie and Mitchell would grab the lead, the mysterious issues under control, the Mini now 5 seconds up on Armstrong and Fair.
100, care, crest, 4 left, repeat, 4 left, into.
Binney and Mole held on to third, the Evo just 4 seconds ahead of Henderson and Lees.
Flat 6 left and flat 6 right, and flat 5 left, 80, keep going, 5 right, slowing.
Milne and Walsh would suffer a puncture at the end of Ballach, the Rally 2 Fiesta now 2 seconds up on Macbeth and Forsyth.
100, 4 right, fast, keep in, 200.
McCombie and Coots were now 12 seconds behind the Evo and 20 seconds up on McCulloch and Hendry. The Satria just 5 seconds ahead of Wink and Atkins.
4 right, keep in, 130.
Laurie and Gribben moved into 10th, just 11 seconds ahead of Brunton and Sturrock.
Keep going now. Flat 6 left and flat 6 right at the bottom. And then
Adamson and Edwards were now 12th, Bob really enjoying the ever-popular Gartley.
slowing, crest, into, 3 right short. Where the people are, 3 right short.
Patterson and Hind were a further 6 seconds back, only 1 second ahead of Colley and Finlayson.
Logs on exit. And 5 left, very long. Loose, into.
Baumgart and Fisher were 30 seconds away from that battle. The Impreza 4 seconds ahead of Rintoul and Hines R5.
Flat 6 right in.
Scott Much and Greg McDonald would climb to 17th in this loop, the local crew in the lead of the 5-star vehicle deliveries Subaru Cup, and at the head of a 3-way Impreza battle. Beaton and Thorburn were just 4 seconds back after a puncture in Gartley, and were only 3 up on Campbell and Cruikshank.
In 200. Keep going, 200. Go on. Care, 4 right, tight, in over crest.
2 fastest 2-wheel drive times gave Gray and Robson an 8-second lead over Eggleston and Hodgson in second service. But the BMW of David Wilson and Callum Atkinson retired from an impressive third place after suffering suspension damage and an off in Ballach. Before the final look, let's take a look at what happened with the various classes throughout the field. Tommy Sutherland and Ryan Rennick would unfortunately retire after SS7. Making up for their snowman retirement, Robert Tong and Sean Newlands were delighted to finish their home event, the MG taking 64th overall and first in class. Andrew Logan and Callum Fraser had a weekend to forget, rolling their 205 twice during the day. 71st overall was a solid result for Callum McDougall and Tommy Logan on Callum's first rally as a driver and Tommy's first as a navigator.
Excellent. There you go.
Third in class went to Chris Bailey and Brian Fogel in their very tidy 2:05. Nikki Addison and Rachel Matheson had discovered a couple of car issues after the snowman, and the car was running better here. Swapping times at the top of the class, they took second at the finish. And making it 2 wins out of 2, Martin Erskine and Kieran Hislop enjoyed their day out. The 2:06 lively on the loose stages, resulting in a couple of half spins during the day. On his first ever rally, Greg Grant would spin in stage 1 in the Focus. He survived that, but would unfortunately retire in the final stage. His press-on regardless style was recognised with the Clubman Incentive Spirit of the Rally Award. Another driver on his first rally, Edward Noble, had confessed to being very nervous at the start. The Fiesta pilot made it round, taking 65th overall. Liam Richardson and Darren Kennedy were back for their second ever rally after their snowman debut. Feeling much more confident this time out, they finished 63rd overall after a clean run. Taking both 4th in class and 4th in the Haddo Energy Super Seniors, the Speyside wasn't quite as good a result as the snowman had been for Alistair Brearley. With Paul Barbett back in the hot seat, the Mark II finished 59th overall. 50th overall and third in class, John Brownie and Gordon Ritchie did enough on the Speyside to move the cadet into the class points lead after their second place on the snowman. Making the Manta's gravel debut, Graham Sherry and Ewan Lees were almost off for good in stage 3. Despite that, they were enjoying the stages in the new car and took a very solid 39th overall and second in class. "17 seconds up the road in 33rd, it was an excellent run for Craig Smith and Charles Mackenzie. A puncture and a brief visit to a ditch were minor inconveniences for the Astra crew on their way to a class win and the Clubman Incentive Performance of the Day award. Brett Mackenzie and Jordan Little spent the day battling car setup, but sadly engine failure would force them out on the last stage. Thomas Rapson and Michael Sutherland had a day to forget. An off in 5 was a setback, but the real issue was 12 minutes in road penalties. Undeterred, they pressed on and were rewarded with the Clubman Incentive Hard Charging, Hard Luck Award for their efforts. Ian Urquhart and Michael Mackenzie would take 61st overall in the Evo, 31 seconds behind Mike Motes and Gary McDonald. It had been a rough weekend for the Subaru crew. The gearbox breaking on the way to scrutineering, a trip back to Albin Garage in Aberdeen for a quick change was required, and the final loop of 3 stages was covered with a down-on-power engine. 57th was their reward. After burning the midnight oil to sort the engine, Cameron Black and Ian McDougall had started slowly in the Mazda. Building the speed through the day, they survived a couple of moments to take 53rd overall.
48 to turn left 9. Tidy. Turn left 9.
Only 12 seconds up the road from the Mazda, Neil and Ian Phillip took a solid 51st overall on their home event. 48th overall, Neil Phillips and Michael Motes had picked up the pace from the Snowman in their 4-wheel drive Escort. Michael very impressed with Neil's driving on the fast stages. 40th overall, Sandy and Ian Arbuthnot finished just 10 seconds away from Darren McDonald and Sarah Young. The Impreza crew bouncing back from their early snowman retirement and finishing tied on time with Mike Grant and Graham Kelman. Second in both the class and the 5-star Subaru Cup, Jordan Anderson and Claire Mackenzie were battling both the car setup and a dodgy clutch during the day. A fuel pump issue also cost time, but they still managed a solid 23rd overall. Unfortunately, David McLeod and Eamon Boyle would retire with mechanical failure after stage 5. Keith Robertson and Ian Nicol were out for the first time in their Forenza. A lot of work had been done to prepare the car before the event, and they were learning with every stage. There were some issues with the brakes and a misfire, but they were happy to take second in class. Ernie and Patricia Lee would unfortunately retire after stage 4. With the big escort still poorly after, the snowmen Jim Robertson and Mike Curry had reverted to the old faithful Pinto for the Speyside. Despite a misfire, they managed second in both the class and the super seniors. They ended up just 7 seconds down on class winners Donald Brooker and Tony Booth. The Legacy making it 2 wins out of 2 so far this year. There was carnage in M2. Peter Beaton,
He's round.
Keith Riddick, Ashley Morris, Justin Gunning and Megan O'Kane all failing to see the finish.
Robert's camera.
Really enjoying the stages, Terry Smith and Kenny Fogle went 3 better than the snowmen. Third in class was an excellent result for the Suzuki Swift. Second in class, the big headline for Scott Peacock and Craig Wallace was an upgrade to Craig's pen. Out on the stages, they were delayed with helping a fellow competitor put a fire out in stage 6, but enjoying themselves, they were 38th overall. Taking both the class and the Moats Offshore Junior win, Robert Proudlock and Stephen Brown were very happy at the finish. New suspension on the rear improved the Adam in the Forests, and they were an excellent 30th overall.
Yeah, been really enjoyable right from the start. Since the snowman, we've done a lot to the car, and it's really showed. Like right from the start, just instantly getting in the car, it's felt absolutely bang on. New Riker on the back's made a big difference and gave me a lot of confidence. So, yeah.
John Crawford, Kenny Wood and Rue Campbell would all fail to make the finish. Fourth in class and third in the Super Seniors for the second event in a row, Jim McDowell and Shona Hale took 45th overall at the finish. James Brims and Ian McDonald backed up their snowman win with third in class and 28th overall. Former two-wheel drive champions Dougal Brown and Lewis Rochford were making their return in the refreshed and upgraded Mark II. Taking some time to learn the new setup and knock the rust off, they took second in class, 27th overall and third Auto Shop two-wheel drive. That left them just 12 seconds down on class winners and second Auto Shop two-wheel drive finishers Paddy Munro and David O'Brien. Paddy and David moving into the joint class points lead with Brims and McDonald after 2 rounds. Brian Ross would snap a stub axle in stage 3.
Boost them up. Slow 2 right. That junction here. Is that wheel off or is it just a wheel?
Paul McArlane and Niall McKenna would retire with clutch problems. Two-wheel drive front-runners Thomas Gray and Dave Robson were forced into retirement in the penultimate stage with a broken prop shaft. And that would leave Gordon Murray and Phil Sandham to take the class win on Gordon's comeback to the SRC. Gordon also taking the top spot in the Haddo Energy Super Seniors.
That car got off the start.
Jan Budge and Bruce Lindsay would wrap up the M6 finishers in 35th overall. 31st overall was an excellent result for Martin Crombie and Duncan Don on their four-wheel drive debut. Challenger sponsor Simon Hay and Callum Jaffrey were making a return after 2 years away. 24th overall as they knocked the rust off was a solid result. Keith Morris and Terry Mallon would retire after stage 5. Challenging the top 10, Alex Vassallo and Richard Crozier were forced out with gearbox problems in stage 7. Taking the ladies' win and 46th overall, Eileen Forrest continued to build the pace and the confidence with every stage. Co-driver John reckoning this was her best drive since she moved into the Evo 9. Michael Renton and John Shepherd suffered a broken drive shaft in stage 1, visited a ditch in 5,
Jesus Christ, get back 50, long left.
And had a small love tap from Paddy Munro in stage 7. But apart from that, it was another solid run to 29th overall. Championship sponsor Kevin Crawford stole the show in Cooper Park.
There's the sponsor, Kevin Crawford.
One scolding from Andrew Stevenson later and he settled down the KNC Evo, recovering to 25th overall. 21st, Scott McCombie and Charlie Sayre Payne spent the morning lacking a bit of confidence on the loose stages. They would turn it up in the afternoon, ending up just 12 seconds away from a top 20 finish. Unfortunately, two-wheel drive championship leaders Peter Stewart and Harry Marchbank would retire after stage 3 with a broken coil pack, the first non-finish for the impressive 208. And that left Richard Stewart and Karen Tate Logan to uphold the team honours. Really enjoying themselves in the woods, they would take 56th overall at the finish and move into the class lead. Unfortunately, John Morrison and Peter Carstairs would retire after stage 4.
47, and if this didn't...
Is it refreshing?
22nd overall, Stewart and Mark Irvin continued to learn the Accent WRC. There were a couple of small issues with the clutch and overheating brakes, but in the end it was a fairly clean run.
Small crest 106 left in. Go 200. Caution, 2 right over crest, immediate 5 left, comes up quick. Into 3 right, don't cut. Over through dips, continues. 40, turn square left. 120. 6 right in and caution, 6 left, turn square right.
Stuart Eggleston and Brian Hodgson would take a superb 20th overall and top Auto Shop two-wheel drive. A performance that also earned them the John Horton Star Drive Award. Duncan Campbell and Michael Cruikshank would finish 19th, just 10 seconds down on Class C5 and 5-star vehicle deliveries Subaru Cup winners Scott Much and Greg McDonald. Keir Beaton and Ian Thorburn ended up just 1 second away from John Rintoul and Ross Hind, in 17th and 16th respectively. 15th overall went to Ian Baumgart and Mark Fisher. There was late drama for Willie Patterson and Tom Hind, a transmission issue leaving them to limp through the final 3 stages to 14th. 13th was another good result for Bob Adamson and Jamie Edwards, as Bob continues to learn the new car. Just 2 seconds behind Chris Colley and Ricky Finlayson on their Evo 9 debut. Hugh Brunton and Drew Sturrock backed up their good snowman result with 11th. Tenth in the Alban Garage Challengers win was an excellent comeback for Angus Laurie and Paul Gribben after their snowman retirement. Delighted after a run of bad luck in recent times, John Wink was very happy at the finish. John also impressed with stand-in co-driver Will Atkins.
John Wink. Now,
John had a great time over the tarmac stages in Cooper Park.
Also very happy at the finish, Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry were impressed with the potential of the Satria now that it had a full event under its belt. With a more potent engine on the way, the car should become even more competitive in future events. 7th was a good result for McCombie and Coots after their late snowman dramas. They ended up just 5 seconds back from Macbeth and Forsyth. The Evo crew producing another excellent drive and were just 3 seconds down on Milne and Walsh. Freddie finding the transition to the Rally 2 car to be more difficult than he expected.
2 left short, okay, 80. Get in. 3 right in, 150. Go. 6 left and flat 6 right, 270. Slow keep left on crest and 3 right short at tree. 3 right short of a tree. And flat 6 left long, 40. Small crest and 4 left loose.
David Henderson and Chris Lees continued their excellent run in the afternoon. The R5 ending up just 4 seconds away from a podium finish.
130 crest, fast left, right 3, right 3. 40, left 1, 80 short, right 5, fast junction. Then 250 up. Well, left 6, past junction.
But that would go to Michael Binney and Claire Mole, backing up the Snowman win with another excellent run. This leaves Michael tied at the top of the points and Claire in the co-driver's points lead.
I thought top 5, you know, today with the machinery and stuff like that, and coming in cold, you know, I'd had a long break after the Snowman. I thought top 5 would be really good, and yeah, we took the fight to them all day and came away with a nice result.
Second overall for the second event of the season, Jock Armstrong and Cammy Fair once again produced the maximum result they could from the venerable Impreza. Just 20 seconds away from the top step of the podium.
Left 1 over crest, 50. Long left 2 and crest. Into right 4 opens. Left 3 in. And left 3 in. And caution tight shorts, right 7 over crest. Into long left 3. Right 3 over crest, narrows.
They've been here for a couple of years and we're thinking, I know different. So, hi guys, sorry, shush, I'm doing an interview, go away. So anyway, that's my fans over there. Shush, on you go, on you go. And no, it's been fantastic. Cammy's been really good today. Notes, everything, just nailed it. So, grip levels, different map, slightly different map, and good, enjoyed it.
But making it a record 10 wins on the Speyside, David Bogie was on top once the Mini's issues were resolved. Barney Mitchell doing an excellent job on the notes as expected, and the WRC car would finish 20 seconds ahead of the Subaru after the 9 stages. This leaves David tied at the top of the points with Michael Binney after 2 rounds.
As you say, he's 6 seconds ahead of Jock, so he's having to pedal on.
Yeah, it's been another fantastic event. You know, the Speyside Stages always is. So I think the nature of the stages this year, with the rally not running the last few years, you know, it's made them quite loose and quite tricky. But it's added to the challenge, and you know, we've really enjoyed it. It's been a fantastic day.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Cracking day, cracking rally. Ran very well. You can't add much more to it, and a victory to boot. So brilliant.
Good, good.
So Bogie takes another Speyside win, but now the SRC circus moves to the tarmac for the next 2 rounds, starting with the return of the Jim Clark Reavers Rally at the end of May.